We must pay homage to him.
Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Definition, aka your friendly neighbourhood spoiler man, and it looks like the upcoming X-men MCU movie could have a big new take on some of the key characters in the franchise. The story, which broke this morning and has already picked up a lot of traction on the internet, with it trending at second place on Twitter in the UK, states that Kevin Feige and the creative team at Marvel Studios are considering people of colour for both Magneto and Professor X. As you can imagine, the internet took this really well and there wasn't any outrage. So yeah, there's been a lot of backlash to the entire thing, with people saying that they thought that the recasting would lead to a Jewish actor finally getting the part after having been portrayed by Ian McKellen and Michael Fassbender so far. The counter argument to this is that both Magneto and Professor X are based on Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and that due to the Second World War, most notably the Holocaust, which is tied to Magneto's origin story, that this simply happened far too long ago for the character to be up and about at this point. By the time the film finally gets made, the character would be over 100 years old, so you can see why they are trying to rework things to show him differently. Professor X's origin isn't massively changed, with the character simply being part of an affluent family, but you can see why Marvel are wishing to distance themselves from prior incarnations, most notably the Fox franchise, after Dark Phoenix failed to deliver both critically and financially. Kevin Feige earlier this year said that representation in the MCU is important, and how going forward he wants a film franchise that reflects the world as it is today. Still though, it seems like many are annoyed that the character, who is Jewish in the majority of incarnations, has been sidelined for a new version. Let's go over some tweets from both sides of the argument so you can form your own opinion on things. At Ross A. Dillon says, if you're annoyed at Marvel Studios potentially looking to cast POC to play Magneto and Professor X, you're really going to get fired up when you learn what inspired the creation of the X-Men in the first place. Agent Fitz777 tweeted, okay, two things. One, I am fine with this as long as Magneto is still Jewish. Two, could we also just center the X-Men around some of the X-Men's canon POC, specifically Storm? Whereas Jeremy Orr 13 says, the MCU is looking at finding people of colour to play Professor X and Magneto. Lord Feige said diversity makes stories better. I feel better stories make the stories better. Am I the only one that thinks Marvel is taking this ish too far? Magneto was a Holocaust survivor. And Chris was here 321 with my favourite one of the entire thing. Magneto is going to go from Holocaust survivor to fired Stark employee. Finally, Jewish Speed says, as long as Magneto is played by a Jewish actor and his Jewish identity isn't erased, I don't care. I think that's the main argument in everything, with it seeming like Disney is negating one race in order to put another one in, but personally I think as long as the storyline is there and it's done in the correct manner, that this could work. If Will Smith and Idris Elba get cast as Professor X and Magneto, I'd be over the moon, but I do get why people are annoyed at the change this time, as it seems tied to the character's origin that he's a Polish Jew, which looking back were predominantly not people of colour. It's a tricky one, but these guys are just fictional characters at the end of the day, so they can be whatever the writer needs them to be. I think it's par for the course though that the internet gets annoyed about this, and it often brings up the race swapping debate of why new POC characters can't just be made instead of taking old white ones and swapping them out. Does it make a character better if they used to be white and then got swapped out, or is it better to have a new one created specifically for this? We likely will never have a concrete answer, but I'm just so glad that the wheels are in motion on the X-Men movie, and I think that it's smart that Marvel are using this opportunity to try something different. If Magneto and Professor X are a minority race, it could demonstrate both the thinking of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and it would hold a lot more weight to it, especially with the racism that is currently prevalent throughout society at the moment, with there being several mass shootings against people based purely on the colour of their skin. The best thing I think that they could do would be to cast Magneto as a POC and Professor X as a white guy, as it could even showcase how a mutant from a certain race is labelled a hero, whereas the other is labelled a threat. The films could demonstrate one side of thinking, which is that we need to divide, whereas the other side of the coin could be represented with the other perspective. It certainly will be interesting to see, and I'm quite excited to see how Marvel handle this going forward. I'll of course keep you up to date with all of the news as we have it, but till then I'd love to hear your thoughts on the situation and what side of the argument you fall on. I'm sure the comment section on this video will have a lot to offer, so make sure you leave your thoughts below, and if you enjoyed this video then please like it and make sure you check out my breakdown of the new rumoured Sony Disney deal, which will be linked at the end. I go over everything you need to know about it, so it's definitely worth checking out if you want to know more. If you want to come talk to me about movies, TV shows, games and comic books, then you can follow me on Twitter at DefinitionYT. It's the best way to get in touch with me and is the perfect place to suggest new videos and content, so hopefully I'll see you over there after this. Also just want to let you know that we're giving away a free copy of Spider-Man Far From Home on Blu-ray, and all you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is to like this video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and leave your thoughts on this casting in the comments section below. The winner will be chosen at random on October the 10th and the Blu-ray will be shipped out from then to whoever gets the prize, so best of luck to everyone who takes part. This is a channel for people who are super into superheroes, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.